Crossing New Horizons has been out for, well over a month now. I don't have a good lead-in for this. This is good enough for a birthday video, right? Like, it's not like I can go out anywhere. I may as well spend it with noted KK-pop stan Tom Nook. You sold out, man. So I said when I started New Horizons that I probably wasn't going to review it because a lot of the series draw hasn't changed since Wild World, and I already reviewed that. Not that I'm saying you should watch my Wild World review. Oh yeah, I don't need a microphone, I can just talk into the mic of this horribly shitty digital camera. Don't make my mistakes. Anyway, this isn't so much a review as it is a brief analysis of the kind of game Animal Crossing is. Like, this game is no doubt an Animal Crossing game, but it handles itself differently, and I'm stuck on whether or not I think it did this well. Firstly, New Horizons is, even more so than the previous games, a slow burn. Not a coffee shop in sight though, we'll get to that later. Whereas in the previous games, your player character would move to a new town and join a ready-made community of animal neighbors, New Horizons has you build it from the ground up. Slowly. So slowly. But this is all to the benefit of player control. One of the major complaints players had with New Leaf was that even though you got to be the mayor, you couldn't control where villagers' houses were or the layout of your town. And building extra things or town ordinances didn't really seem like things you needed to be mayor to do. You were in charge, but not really. I guess it wouldn't be as family-friendly if you were town dictator, kicking out villagers with impunity. So you're not the mayor anymore. You're whatever title Nook gave you, but you basically run the show. All the power, except you still can't kick out villagers. But now nobody's asking why the mayor can't evict worthless riffraff like Truffles. So we start on a deserted island with two villagers who are guaranteed to be exactly who you don't want on your island. Oh, what? Those are my two starter villagers? Boo. Boo. But whatever, you get to choose where they live. Unfortunately, it can't be as far away from you as possible because step one of the slow burn is, don't give the player access to the whole island at the beginning. At the start, you have no way to get over rivers, then you can't get up cliffs. As you build up the island, you get the crafting recipes that allow you to access these places. You build a store that has worse hours than the tent it used to be run out of, a museum, town hall, resident services. So this isn't so much a town as it is a gated community. And the gate is the ocean. Jehovah's Witnesses ain't getting past that. So slowly but surely you get access to the entire island. I'd say it took me about a week to see the whole thing, and by that point you'll be begging for bridges. I remember thinking the jumping stick and the ladder were really cool when I first saw them, but pretty soon it got annoying to switch tools every time I wanted to go anywhere. Speaking of tools, they break. Not just the axes, they all break. I guess watering flowers is just too much for a can built to do that. It literally just holds water. How did it break? How many times can you use a tool before it breaks? Who knows? There's no indication or anything. At least the axes used to have cracks. Give me some idea of how long this net has left. Okay, apparently the nets last 30 uses, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep track of how many times I've used it along with all my other tools. This is another slow burn thing. No rushing. Hard to be quick about collecting materials when all your tools keep breaking. To be honest, I hate this. Like, I used to not mind because I like crafting things. I think it's a cool system, gives you more stuff to do. But over time, crafting tools just became a nuisance. Like, oh right, time to dig up some fossils. Oh fuck, my shovel broke. Oh, Flick's in town, let's go catch some bugs. Oh shit, my net broke. I hate crafting the tools. Oh, okay. You can just buy the better tools when Nook's Cranny upgrades? Cool. Doesn't make up for the straight month I've been lugging around 30 iron nuggets. And they still break anyway, so this is a minor improvement at best. And to top it all off, the gold tools break too. It's just pointless busy work. But then again, I can't definitively say this was the wrong decision when most of the game is just busy work. There's no rush here. Why should it matter if you can't craft multiple items at once? There's no reward for getting it done faster, but I also work for a living and have limited time in the real world, so can we maybe streamline this a little? Not being able to craft multiple items at once is a serious issue. Yeah, sure, take it slow, but all this is gonna lead to is people breaking the A button on their controllers trying to speed it up. It's also annoying how the crafting table in your house can't use materials from your storage. You have to take them out of the storage and put them in your inventory. It's just another slowdown. The game is littered with UI problems like that. Like, why is it so complicated to buy multiple items at Able Sisters? Why don't the tools switch out in the same order they are in the tool ring? These little things add up to make the game slower in a way I personally find frustrating. But that is the slow burn in the base gameplay. There's another layer of it in the way the game is updated and the events are laid out. It seems to be predicated on a certain philosophy. And that philosophy is, fuck time travel. As you probably know, Animal Crossing takes place in real time, but that doesn't stop you from changing the in-game clock and checking out what'll be happening tomorrow. This is known as time traveling, and it can be used to complete objectives in the game much quicker than if you played the game normally, or skip to special in-game events. It's not cheating, but the devs definitely don't want you doing it. And now they've got a pretty good way to stop you. And not just with rotten turnips. I mean, removing the option to change the time from the menu was a start, but the Switch still has an internal clock you can change whenever you want. So the way they went about this was kind of genius, but it also makes the game feel kind of unfinished. Special events like holidays aren't built into the game. You have to connect to the internet to access them, which isn't great for people without consistent internet access, but this is how the game works. You can't time travel to events because the events don't exist in the game yet. If you want to participate, you have to be on real time. But it's not only the events that might stop you from starting up your TARDIS. You might be aware, the game got a massive update about a month after release. It expanded the museum to have an art wing, it brought back bushes, plus a bunch of other minor stuff you'd recognize from New Leaf. And leaks from data miners has shown that more things like this will be coming in future updates, diving being a good example. And this is what I can't decide on. New Horizons releasing in a completed state would have been fine. But what better way to keep the game fresh in people's mind than regular updates? Those are exciting. A game constantly changing, updating, improving. There's new content, and it's totally free. What'll be new this time? Let's go look around and find out. And the question becomes, is it wrong for the developers to withhold this content that already existed in previous games for the sake of maintaining interest? For that slow burn? It only took a month after launch for an update to expand the museum, so that left me wondering if all this content was in the game at launch but locked off until you'd played the game for a month, would players have accepted that? I mean, Nook's Cranny takes a full month to upgrade. Do players time travel for that? Well, maybe, but with the museum, they couldn't. So if a player time traveled about, got a lot of stuff done quickly, got bored and left the game for a bit, there's still a way to keep them interested. Because time traveling wouldn't get you bushes or art. You had to wait for those updates just like everyone else. I don't know, maybe I feel like it's a bit dishonest. After all, every previous Animal Crossing game was released in a completed state. Yeah, the updates are free, there's probably not gonna be an Animal Crossing Season Pass or something stupid like that, but we still have to wait for content that I believe should have been in the game at launch. And considering how long it took for the game to come out, haven't we waited long enough? A live service game with updates adding content that already exists in the previous game is not what I expected when I bought an Animal Crossing game. I didn't realize this was the plan, and I think a lot of other players didn't know this either. So if you're familiar with the series, you buy the game on release, only to wonder where the hell all those features went. Where's Katrina? Where are the gyroids? Where's the roost? No, seriously, where the fuck is the roost? Even with updates, we have no way of knowing if the things we miss from previous games will be added. Like, yeah, fuck time travel, but fuck games that are incomplete on release too. Personally, I don't have an issue with people time traveling. I used to do it a lot in the older games, and I think the reason I did it was boredom. If you play the game for a whole day, of course you'll run out of things to do and want to skip to the next one. Currently, I like to describe myself as not emotionally ready to time travel. It's a joke, but the truth is, I don't have time to time travel. I work a full-time job. I barely get to the game's daily activities as it is. It's easier to just wait for the next day. Anyway, I do love New Horizons, but it's incomplete and seemingly for no other reason than to force players to take their time. Yeah, I wasn't gonna time travel anyway, and I'm still gonna play the game even without those features, but it still doesn't totally sit right with me. So I still can't decide if this was a good way to do an Animal Crossing game or not. And maybe by this time next year it'll have all the features and events and be a great completed game. For now, there's no way to know. But what I can say with certainty is, fuck crafting tools, this is so annoying. How dare you? How dare you? Well, I'm gonna go celebrate my birthday indoors because I'm a responsible human being. I swear to God, if Miku Expo gets postponed again because some Karen wanted a haircut, we're gonna have bigger problems than just the plague. Anyway, thanks for watching and stay safe. We'll see you next time.
What is it with these fucking tiny hats?